Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Vivi Alfika Alka from class 6 AG4. I will be presenting the topic of women entrepreneurship and psycholinguistics to complete the final assignment for a psycholinguistic course. Okay, the first article, the title is The Psychological Factor Influencing Women Entrepreneurial Performance in Malaysia, a conceptual framework. Articles 2, Impact of Psychological Factors on Women Entrepreneurial Intention, Mediation and Moderating Model. And the last article is Contribution of Psychological Entrepreneurial Support to the Strengthening of Female Entrepreneurial Intention in a Woman-Only Incubator. I will explain the first article. Women entrepreneurs can also be powerful agents of change when they become entrepreneurs. They have been actively participate to address the solutions to gender imbalance where the female bosses is found more interested in risky activities in business that show women are risk takers, which significantly contributed to an organization victory, especially when comes to an emerging economies. Okay, the next slide is the unit of analysis selected for the psychological entrepreneur theory is the business person itself. This theory emphasizes personal characteristics that define entrepreneurship. A psychological factor that influencing women entrepreneur performance. The first is innovativeness, optimism, restocking ability, motivation. This research ultimate aim of the study was to observe the psychological characteristic of entrepreneurs, such as innovativeness, optimism, risk-taking ability, and motivation, through the lens of psychological entrepreneur theory in order to well comprehend how these characteristics contribute in terms of the performance of women entrepreneurs in Malaysia. As of July in 2021, almost 2,280 entrepreneurs from women segment took part in the Women Entrepreneur Program organized under SMI Corp Malaysia, involved in various e-commerce platforms such as Shopee, Lazada, and Facebook to empower their business. The pandemic has actually accelerated the growth of digital entrepreneurship, and this has made more women to embrace digital business. Okay, the next is articles 2. Women usually participate in business activities intentionally. A woman entrepreneur may be influenced by many factors such as nature, personality traits, psychological characters, and business attitude. Psychological factors have been considered as important factors affecting business objectives. According to the literature, studies on factors influencing women's entrepreneurship goals are often supported by separated the theories of women entrepreneurship, the importance of women entrepreneurs in the global economic competition, and their issues and solution. The current study's goal is to use structured behavioral theory to measure the psychological elements that influence women's business ambitions. Okay, the next is in the current study, the respondents were university students of all age in two cities in Pakistan, Punjab province. The majority of the students were female university students who also studied degree management programs. Women entrepreneurial intention. 1. Social identity. 2. Self-realization. 3. Self-esteem. Okay, the last article. This article explore the contribution of psychological entrepreneurial support based on same gender group mentoring to the strengthening of female entrepreneurial intention in the specific context of a woman only incubator. In other words, it examines the combined effect of gender based differentiation and group dynamics on the process of incubating women entrepreneurs. More precisely, our research in this research aims to determine how psychological entrepreneurial support is implemented in the incubation process to overcome these specific challenges and the mechanism for, for strengthening female entrepreneurial intention analysis at both intrapersonal and interpersonal levels. Implementing psychological entrepreneurial support at the beginning of the incubation process, the effects of same gender group mentoring on female entrepreneurial intention. Helping women deconstruct gender stereotypes about female entrepreneurship so as to overcome a lack of self confidence. The same gender group mentoring set up by the woman only incubator and led by a female role model has an effect on the deconstruction of gender stereotypes about entrepreneurship. This is shown via the projection of women investigating themselves having an entrepreneurial activity, psychological entrepreneurial support specifically designed for women reinforces their entrepreneurial intention and self-confidence by improving their perception of the uh, desirability and feasibility of starting a new business. Okay, the last slide is in this research findings have several implications for business incubators and practitioners who design entrepreneurial support programs and who notably resort to mentoring. In the study demonstrated the need to take into account the psychological obstacles that some women entrepreneurs may experience at the start of their entrepreneurial adventure and which can lead to them abandoning their project if they are not effectively supported when constructing this program. Okay, thank you. I think that's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.